99.7 K-Red in Aurora, Colorado. Run wild, Red Foxes. This is Brandon Jackson here bringing you the intra-squad red versus white game for your Red Foxes of Aurora. We're actually at the indoor facility shared by the Red Foxes and the Denver Broncos as it's still winter weather outside here in April. It's 1,500 in attendance today for this game. Small crowd, but still a crowd nonetheless for what will be the inaugural season in Division I play for the Red Foxes. Let's go ahead and talk about the opening day lineup. Mashburn likes to run a hybrid pro-style offense, so at quarterback he will have sophomore Chandler Gaines behind center, set that he picked up the offense the fastest, and opens up the playbook as much as possible for him, gives this team the best chance to win. So he will be starting the opening day, and a lot of the starters that you'll see here today will be in white. Marcus Timberlake and Mac McGee, the fullback, will be in the backfield with him. Playmaker Isaiah Irving, got to watch out for him today, as well as receivers Brian Swift and Willoughby Sinclair. And then tight end David Blanchard, big blocker, can also catch. Should see him wreck a lot of the defense today. The big hog mollies up front: Axel Johnson, Jack Winters, Josh Nichols, Nathaniel Merriweather, and Timmy Timmons. Actually going to be the most worrisome part of the offense for Mashburn going into this year. A lot of the big guys that he found are going to be graduating next year. This is certainly his biggest concern for the offseason. Mashburn will run a 3-4 defense that will be led by their line of Andrew Sterling, Jean-Franc Lacroix, and Andrew Swift. They said the one name to look out for today on the red team, Rangi Unatoa, their freshman. They really like him. Big guy. We'll see a lot of him going against the first team. Behind them are the linebackers. Outside linebackers Quentin Cage and Connor Bruce, and then Craig Kilgore and Montgomery Ward on the inside. All starters are sophomores. This is actually one of the least of Mashburn's concerns in terms of recruiting, as most of that linebacking core is very young. We'll see what problems they face going into the season, but it'll give them a lot of time to develop. And the secondary will round out this defense. Cornerback Dante Devine, a guy that Mashburn thinks can be a big playmaker, really cause turnovers for that defense. They're at corner starting, and on the other side, a contrast, Paul Beneventi, a really good tackler and hard hitter. Sam Montgomery at free safety, and strong safety, Darren Newell. They said the one guy to look out for on the red team, Ishmael Finn Michaels, a guy they love, really athletic, can jump, just needs to learn how to tackle, but thinks that he can cause a lot of turnovers as well, just like Dante. Mashburn will not go it alone coaching, however. He actually brought in two coordinators who he trusts very much. His former backup quarterback at Wyoming, Kobe Kierkegaard, will be the offensive coordinator, as he is very familiar with the offense. Did a great job coming in relief of Wyoming's former quarterback, Brett Smith. And on defense, the converted defensive tackle who played tight end there, a fan favorite at Wyoming, Spencer Bruce, will lead the defensive charge. Looks like we're still not quite ready to get underway just yet. It actually looks like there are going to be a few players trading back and forth between white and red. That should be interesting. But while we have the time still, let's go ahead and talk about recruiting for your Red Foxes in this 2016-17 season. As many of you here in the Centennial State know, one of the issues that Aurora University faces is their lack of in-state students. Still today, under half of the students here at Aurora University are in-staters. We still have an overabundance of international and out-of-state students, and that's how it started back in the early 2000s when the Aurora Institute of the Arts was founded. It mainly focused in theater, television, media, and communications. Those were the four subjects that they focused on until they became a university in 2012. They got a lot of funding behind them, and they were able to expand their school and have grad school available and open themselves to the public. When they were a private institution, tuition was way too high for Colorado in-state students here, and they went to Colorado, Colorado State, Wyoming, and that's where the athletes were going as well. And it reflects here on this team. Zero of the athletes on this team are from Colorado, and that's something that Mashburn wants to change as soon as possible. So let's talk about some of those receivers that will be available for Mashburn to recruit in Colorado, starting with the big prize of the recruiting class, wide receiver Darian Bowles, 6'2", 205, the 4-star recruit out of Greeley High, a huge speed threat, really, really good in the red zone, can compete, get the jump balls, do what you need to get points on the board, and he is a phenomenal athlete. A lot of schools have him on his list, including Oklahoma State, Colorado, and Brigham Young. And then we have Durango High special athlete there, Mike Hayes, a two-sport athlete who plays quarterback for that team. He stands at 6'3", 210 pounds. During the spring, he plays baseball. He's got a real strong arm, quick release when he gets rid of the football, and he throws to a playmaker down there that also will be on the radar here at Colorado, DJ Smith. Going to be interesting to see if they both come to Aurora if Mashburn recruits them. Right across town at Denver High is Dylan Sherville. He's a power rusher. Really, really strong guy. Very, very aggressive when he plays. The only issue is his discipline. It's something that if he were to come here to Aurora, Mashburn will work on. But if he can get that together, will be a very, very valuable asset here on the team. And from the southern part of the state, out of Pueblo High, Paul Phillips, the 5'8", 163-pound running back, 3-star running back, a bit of a scat back. I really like this kid. He's already interested in Aurora. I saw a lot of him, does a very good job of getting to the edge and beating defenders out there, scoring touchdowns, very exciting. We're going to be competing with Air Force in Wyoming already as we're his second school lined up for him. Looks like we're finally getting underway here as the red team will take possession first at their own 20. That's Hendricks there at quarterback. Going to hand off here to Vernon Winslet, who's got a lot of room. Makes a nice juke move to get past the secondary. And if he had the speed, he would have gone and been sprung for a touchdown there. Nice juke move to get into the open field as Dante Devine made the tackle there of a last line of defense. A good gain of 19. Going to hand off here to Winslet again from the pistol. Only gets a gain of 4 there as he's brought down by outside linebacker Quentin Cage. Here on second down for Hendricks, going to throw this time. Out to the right, good deep pattern there. Gets the tight end Jimmy Ireland. Does a good job getting 1 foot down there and making a nice complete pass. As now they're past midfield near the 40-yard line. Trying to make their way to the end zone here as Hendricks is calling audibles. Seems like he's changing the play a bit here. And he's going to bring the wide receiver Ben Cyphers to the right. So now out left on his own in an island is Dallas Killinger. Out right, Ben Cyphers, who will get the pass here and drops it. Wide open deep downfield. That was an easy big play as he makes a great move there to get past Dante Devine, but can't hold on to it. So it'll be second down and 10. For the red team, as Hendricks is going to put McGee in motion. That's the fullback. And going to give another handoff here to Winslet. Doesn't get too far. Brought down there by defensive end Andre Swift. Hendricks on third down. Big play needed here and gets it. Jimmy Ireland crossing the 30-yard line. He's been big on this drive thus far. Shown off nice soft hands for Hendricks. As Hendricks will take it here on first down, changing the play. Looks like the same formation, but he's flipping it. He's got 2 out to the right, still staying in the pistol. Hendricks faking the snap, and now takes the snap. Rolling out to his right. Looks like he's going to run it this time, and Chauvin, he's got a bit of leg there as he was pursued by Andre Swift, who brought him down. Second down, Hendricks, quick throw outside on the comeback. That is Dallas Killinger making the catch. Nice low thrown ball. Low enough for him to make the catch. And then Paul Beneventi, the corner there, doing a good job finishing, going through him for the tackle. As now the red team is inside the red zone. Hendricks going to go with the option here and gets it out to Santiago Rojas, the power back. Gets a big gain there as they get him inside the 2. Going again back to that full house pistol formation. He's got McGee, Rojas, and Vernon Winslet out there with him. Going option again. Oh, look at that. Bulldozes his way through, does Rojas for the touchdown. He went through the safety, knew well for that one, as the red team puts up the first points of the game. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the White offense led by quarterback Chandler Gaines. More of the prospects here in Colorado, as well as Mashburn's final game at Wyoming. This is 99.7 K-Red Aurora. We'll be right back. 99.7 K-Red in Aurora, Colorado. This is Brandon Jackson running wild with the Red Foxes of Aurora. Let's go ahead and get into these next batch of recruits, shall we? Starting with two of the taller recruits from the state of Colorado. It's quarterback TJ Henderson. The quarterback from Moore High, standing at 6'6", 225 pounds. He is a 3-star dual threat athlete, very quick on his feet, and has shown some good accuracy in the short passing game. Going to be interesting to see where he and his fellow teammate, wide receiver Dan Pearson, end up next year. Out of Aspen High, defensive tackle Jamarcus Johnston, 6'5", 295 pounds, only a 2-star defensive tackle because he doesn't show a lot of power for that size, but he's more of a finesse rusher. I guess maybe he can translate to an edge at the next level. He's very, very quick and pursues runners very well. Going to be interesting to see that whole team actually with juniors Zion Meadows and the Jones-Carter brothers behind him as well. Aspen should be lined up for a championship this year. Out of Colorado Springs, strong safety Victor Oyewole, a 3-star strong safety. Despite his 5'10", 175-pound frame, he also plays outside linebacker. Very good in pursuit, a decent rusher, decent in coverage. The two names that a lot of people are going to look out for there as well are the two quarterbacks that they have there, senior Bryson Hill and the junior Robert Wayne Lee. Last but not least, out of St. Joseph's Prep, one of the hated prospects in this class from Denver, Colorado, it's Rylan Kaiser, 6 foot, 180 pounds, a 3-star wide receiver. Very speedy, loves the fly route, just a bit too competitive and can really get under defenders' skins. You love him on your team, hate him when he's not. So it'll be interesting to see if he shows any interest at all in coming to Aurora. Also there at St. Joe's is guard Michael Ecker. I imagine that's somebody Mashburn's going to be pursuing a lot more heavily. Back to the field now as the white team is finally ready to go for their first possession. And Chandler Gaines on his first throw will throw it out of bounds in the direction of Marcus Timberlake. Second down now for Gaines as he gets out of the pocket, running free. This is what they want to do with Gaines in this particular game, is just to let him run wild, as they've done a lot of passing drills with him, and to keep the defense on their toes. Does a good job there of running through both safeties, the freshman Victor Van Slyke and Corey Covington. Here on first down, new play here, a screen pass out to Marcus Timberlake. Can't get free there, Ashita Sakamoto, another freshman, doing a great job getting up there and making sure that he brings him down for the tackle. And on second down, Marcus Timberlake runs out right, picks up the first down, but a good lick there by the outside linebacker Rodney Knoll. First down now for the white team. Gaines going to hand it off here on the read to Timberlake. Picks up a few yards on the left side there. There it is, the defensive end we've been talking about earlier, freshman Rongi Unatoa there on the stop. And now they're going to run a little option here, and wow, Gaines just runs free, running over Van Slyke yet again there on the play. Picking up a first down here. Look at that, just kind of spun right off of him as he went past him and picked up some extra yards before he went down. Gaines again there, this time play action for David Blanchard, the tight end, and boy is he loose, rumbling past defenders, trucking everybody, and Corey Carrington doing a great job there. He was the first person that Blanchard just ran over, and he made sure to get back on his feet. Blanchard a little slow there, and brought him down for the tackle. A good effort there, Covington, but a greater play there by Blanchard, and on first and goal, straight up the middle, touchdown there, Malik Davidson on the run. So the white team on their first possession score, putting the score tied at 7-7 in our red versus white game. Fittingly, we'll do a little bit of history here with Mashburn, as they had a red versus white game of their own. Wyoming coming out in all white, and Arizona in all red for the Gildan, New Mexico Bowl back in 2013. This was Mashburn's last game that he coached in NCAA football. It was a banger from start to finish, especially from the start. Blair Burns taking the kickoff, their specialist corner and returner. You knew he was gone the second he touched that 50-yard line. He found a hole, sprinted upfield. No one was catching him. Touchdown, Wyoming. They went up early 7-0. Arizona would do a little driving of their own here. Big play on 3rd and 15. Scott would find his receiver Hill, but not enough for the first down. They would be stopped short for 4th and 1, and they decided to kick it to bring the score 7-3 in favor of Wyoming. Brett Smith, little pump fake, had 4 wide out there, found his man Heron wide open downfield. Good throw there to bring them inside the red zone as Wyoming was looking to score. And then sure enough, 2 plays later, in the pistol, low handoff, Brandon Miller makes a small cut inside. That's enough to find him a wide open space into the end zone. No one stopped him. Teammates celebrated with him on the sideline. Next possession for Arizona. Now up 14-3 is Wyoming. Quick pass there. Find the running back. Carey did Scott as Carey just stormed his way downfield. Almost had enough speed to spring him into the end zone, but was stopped short. And on the next play, Scott finds his man Slavin wide open to finally get their first offensive touchdown of the game. Going now, bring that deficit down to 4. Wyoming still up 4. Smith looking down deep for his big tight end, Spencer Bruce, now our defensive coordinator, and could not find him. Threw a bullet pass. If he just had a little bit more arm strength and floated it, he probably would have had Bruce in for the touchdown. Instead, the bullet pass caused the pick. Scott would then, on the next possession, make them pay for it. Finds his wide receiver Hill wide open for a touchdown to now put the Wildcats up 17-14. Wyoming could not respond on their next offensive possession, so Scott took over on the next drive and threw an interception to Blair Burns. Blair Burns doing it all for Wyoming in this game. A pick 6 to add to the kickoff return that he had earlier. Great play there, great read on the ball. Jumped on it, stormed his way into the end zone, putting Wyoming now up 21-17. Think we're going into halftime now with a 4-point lead. That is until Arizona made a hurried comeback as they went to the hurry-up offense. Found Wharton there on the pass to get them into midfield. Then Scott had all day to throw. Found Wharton again on the outside, inside the 10-yard line now. And then Scott on a little bootleg play will roll out left, throw to a wide-open Buckner, broke a few tackles to get his way into the end zone. We'd go into halftime with Arizona up 24-21. Or so you thought. Play action, Brett Smith, very first play from scrimmage, they bit on the run, and he found Dominic Ruffran wide open, storming downfield, and Wyoming would take the 4-point lead into halftime, 28-24 for real this time, no jokes. We'll actually cover a little bit more of this game and continue coverage of our red versus white game in a little bit. You're listening to 99.7 K Red and Aurora. We'll be right back. 99.7 K Red in Aurora, Colorado. We're actually going to jump into the white possession as the red team just turned over. We'll do a quick recap of what happened. Santiago Rojas on the first play with new quarterback Miguel De Sousa in. Got a nice little outside pass there and ran over a defender, and then the drive stalled with Winsley getting 2 runs in a row. First stop by Montgomery Ward, then on the second one stopped by Bruce's brother Connor Bruce. And on play action here, De Sousa, who is a running quarterback, tried to run it here on the outside, got stopped by Connor Bruce and picked up by Paul Beneventi, the corner. Since turnovers can't be advanced in this game, the offense will take over, and their first play will be a stretch to the outside here for Marcus Timberlake. Makes a nice cut there to get to the outside, does a good job picking up a gain of 9. Next play, gains on second down. He's going to scramble outside now, and oh my, he runs over Ishmael Finn-Michaels and runs over another man too before he's brought down near the 15-yard line. That's the safety Victor Van Slyke making the stop. My God, what a run there by Gaines. Gaines now on first down, throws, and he's going to throw this one away. And on second down, Gaines now looking straight over the middle, finds Willoughby Sinclair of a slot receiver there for the touchdown. There is our England representative getting the touchdown, but I also noticed on the play here, Rangi Unatoa just completely bowled over the tackle to make his way towards gains. Unfortunately, could not get there in time to stop the touchdown. Let's go ahead and jump into our last batch of recruits for the day. Out from Boulder High School, the guard, 6'2", 280 pounds, two-star recruit Vincent Williams, a little low on the radar because of multiple knee injuries that he's had to repair ACLs in both knees. Despite that, has still some decent mobility in his legs, can get out on screen passes and make plays, and very disciplined as a lineman. One to at least look out for. I think Mashburn should definitely be going for him. Out of Sunrise High from Rifle, Colorado, Robert Watson, a power back. Mashburn loves his power backs, 5'10", 225 pounds. Maybe somebody who can take over for Rojas 3 years down the line. He's a 3-star recruit, fights for yards, and wins on one-on-one plays, especially if he's lined up against a corner. He will fight through for that extra yard. From the home city of Aurora, Atticus Wynn, 5'10", 195 pound strong safety, 2-star athlete, really lacking physically. He's only 5'10", and 190 pounds, but still plays with a lot of heart, learns very, very fast as he's only just recently picked up the game of football about a year ago. He's a workhorse and is shown to be very, very reactive when the ball is in the air. And out of Littleton, Colorado, out of Nigeria, Chuck Oferije, the 6'6", 246 beast at tight end, a 3-star prospect, very, very raw, but has high potential. With that frame of his, he can go up and get any ball needed if you put it up there for him. That should be an interesting one because he also loves tight ends as well. We'll see if he'll make a play for Chuck and see where Chuck lands at the end of the year. Back on offense now for the red team as D'Souza will get another tryout here. First play, they're going to run a little option here. Get it out to Santiago Rojas. Powering his way forward, gets a gain of 14 there on the play. First down again for the red team as they cut up field with Vernon Winslet. Been very impressed with the freshman today. Making nice, clean cuts. Just makes one cut and it's straight up field. He just doesn't have the getaway speed is the only problem. He could have had 2 touchdowns today. Next play now for the red team. D'Souza going to hand it off again to Winslet. Straight up the middle. Gets a short gain there. And that'll be second down for the red team. D'Souza going play action, throwing it out to the right, finds Rojas. He's supposed to be a runner as D'Souza, but they're running these nice little play action short passes, and the defense is biting on them, coming heavy with blitzes, thinking they're going to run, and instead D'Souza makes them pay. He's got a good enough arm to get it out there. Next play, first down for the red team, and D'Souza on some sort of gimmick play there gets sacked. That's Connor Bruce there on the tackle to bring D'Souza down. It'll be second down. D'Souza waited all day there, got hit hard, but Winslet got free off of his block on a little bootleg there on a delay, and picked up a nope, just got stopped short. It'll be third down now for the red team as D'Souza goes option again and pitches it to Rojas and powers his way forward enough for the first down. D'Souza now option again, this time to the right for Rojas. Continuing to just power his way through tackles. Now on first down, gives it to Winslet, who cuts his way inside the 5, close to the 1-yard line. And now first down, D'Souza straight up the middle on the draw with 4 wide. In for the touchdown to tie it up. Red, white, 14 apiece. For those of you following along online as the white team goes and sets up, we'll take a quick break here to see the last Mashburn game at Wyoming. Into the third quarter they went, and Kadeem Casey on the first play from scrimmage got loose. Got a big play there, which got Arizona down the field. Scott would throw a touchdown to his wide receiver Buckner to get them back on the board and get them in the lead 31-28. Could Blair Burns score yet again? No. This time on the kickoff, he actually got injured, a bruised sternum, which would keep him out for 2 quarters. He would not return until the 4th. A big blow to the defense as Wyoming would come back on offense down the field. A good throw there that time. Got it in, enough float there to get it to Heron. Obviously, Smith learned from his mistake to get them downfield. A 42-yard gain there. Then a few plays later, Brandon Miller on the stretch play. Classic Mashburn offense there to move the fullback Lang out to right and get him in enough space to know where he needed to block, and that gave Miller enough room to get them inside the 10, hand it off to Miller again, breaks the tackle, and fights his way inside for the touchdown. 35-31 Cowboys. Mashburn really loving everything that he saw from his offense during this game. Next possession. Scott on the keeper. Gets blown up by Luke Ruff, the safety, and they turn it over. Arizona making a costly mistake there as Wyoming looked to go up by 2 possessions here. Play action. Smith going back outside to Miller on the short little underneath, and gets it to Miller there for the first down. Unfortunately, that's the only first down they get on that possession, as they would have to settle for 3. 38-31, a full touchdown and an extra point separating the 2 teams here. I thought for sure that'd be a pick, but a hell of a catch there by Wharton to get Arizona out of trouble there and into enemy territory. Scott this time couldn't get away with an errant pass. This time it gets batted down. Arizona would have to punt. And you think with under 3 minutes to go, this would be time to run down the clock. Smith gonna swing it out here to Miller, cuts his way inside to make sure that he stays in bounds. Clock keeps running. They decide to snap it a little early here as we approach 3 minutes and give it to Brandon Miller on the inside. That doesn't go for much. Clock still ticking. Left 13 seconds there on the clock, and Smith, they tried to run another pass play here to pick up a first down. Did not work in their favor. Instead, Smith ate a sack, and it would seem like Wyoming could put the game away. Didn't. So Scott, next possession, deep downfield, I mean wide open, no one near him. The tight end Robinson making a catch in the heart of the defense, and they'd hurry up, get right back down the field. Jenkins runs it in for the score. To tie it up now, 38-38, as Wyoming would take possession now inside the 20. Inside the 30, I mean. After the return, Smith, oh my, a costly mistake there. Intercepted with 40 seconds left. Arizona would take over inside Wyoming territory. Unbelievable throw there by Smith. I can't believe that he would cost his team like that. Here out on the option, Kadeem Casey. First play from scrimmage. Touchdown, Arizona to put them up by 7. Does Wyoming have an answer? With 30 seconds to go, Smith standing tall in the pocket, scrambling outside, thought about running, didn't. Throws across his body to Heron downfield, inside the 50 now in opponent territory. Next play. Smith, Brett Smith, what a throw. Gives it to Bruce at the spin around to make the catch and in the touchdown. That's our defensive coordinator putting points on the board there. Look at that big guy one more time on replay. Spins around and defenders try to catch him. He has just enough speed to get away from them, and that puts the Pokes in position to go into overtime. As Scott would take one last try here and unbelievably throws a pick. Luke Ruff returns it inside the 40-yard line, close to the 37. This would give Wyoming a chance to kick. They'd run one more play with Brandon Miller, which was a gain of 2, to get them inside the 35 and leave it up to their kicker, Sullivan. Arizona would call timeout to try to ice. Sullivan for the win. It's up. It's getting there. And off the bottom crossbar, somehow did not have enough. Wyoming, Arizona in the Gildan, New Mexico Bowl would be going into overtime. We'll recap a little bit more of the overtime when we come back from our break, the last break for today, as we will be covering the rest of the white and red game as well after this. 99.7 K-Red Aurora. 99.7 K-Red in Aurora. We've actually got some quick updates for you here. A lot of stuff happened while we were out. The white team immediately stormed downfield, but then was held on 3 straight plays to kick a field goal. Then the red team went 3 and out as the punter Darius Watts was sent out for the first time today. And then the white team immediately came back. Chandler Gaines not really needing any of the rest of his offense as he ran in for a big 40-yard score there. Leventhal now taking over at quarterback. That's Zach Leventhal. In there, getting it into Javier Concepcion, our tallest receiver at 6'4", 200 pounds. He's a freshman. Hopefully seeing some interesting things from him later on. Think he's a little too raw for now. That was Dallas Killinger on the last play there on the comeback. Then a poor throw there by Leventhal into traffic as it's batted down. Then he throws it upfield here for Kenny Harada. What a throw and catch. Harada, one of the shortest receivers on this roster, going up there over the safety to make the catch. Great play by Kenny. He's a little farther down on the depth chart as well there with Javier. And now on first down, straight up the middle. Winslet inside the 5. Makes a small cut to make sure that he gets in there for the touchdown. Red team now back in this with that score. It is 24-21. Let's go over the last pieces of overtime in Mashburn's final game at Wyoming. Wyoming would take over first, and they find themselves in a sticky situation at 3rd and 9, but no matter, Brett Smith would stand tall in the pocket, find his wide receiver, Chris McNeil, on the crossing pattern over the middle to get Wyoming on the board. The extra point would be good to put Wyoming up 52-45. Next play, literally next play. Mike Scott finds his man in the end zone. Somehow that's not picked off, and somehow he does not drop it after the major hit Marquestin Huff putt on him. 52-52 now. Arizona on second overtime. Somehow, again, Mike Scott throwing Trey Griffey open there. And then on the next play, Scott on the read option. No one touches him as he waltzes in, makes the right read. Touchdown Arizona. They kick the extra point. It's good. 59-52, 3rd and 4 for Brett Smith. Brett Smith does a bold move here and runs for the first down, taking a huge lick, just gets enough. And then on the next play, Mashburn pulls out all the stops here. They weren't expecting it at all. The QB power defense was ready for something else completely. Blockers out in front of him, loaded to the left side. Brett Smith waltzes in for 6. They kick the extra point, good. Brett Smith on 2nd and 6. What is this? Off his back foot, going the opposite direction, just throwing it up there for wide receiver Trey Norman, a guy they haven't thrown to all year. First reception, gets a touchdown in the most critical game he could have possibly gotten one. 2-point conversion time now in 3rd overtime, and oh good God, Cody Sutton dropped an easy pass over the middle, a walk-in touchdown. Dropped it. Wyoming now has to not only play defense, but if they score, and they would, with Kadeem Carey running his way in, they now have to stop a 2-point conversion. Here we go. Mike Scott hands it off. Carey rumbled his way forward even though he was met at the 2-yard line and gets in for the 2-point conversion. Arizona, the winners of the Gildan, New Mexico Bowl, in one of the most exciting games, if not the most exciting bowl of the season. Both teams hitting season highs in points. A 67-65 finale. Mashburn's final game, as Wyoming would not come to terms with him on an extension. Mashburn fought and fought and fought for it as he felt he deserved it. They wouldn't give it to him. He then parted ways and made his way to Aurora University. And the white offense has scored yet again thanks to Chandler Gaines, and Mashburn is not happy with the fact that the wide receivers haven't gotten the work that they should have. So he's going to make a change here. He's actually going to move the starting wide receivers onto the red team and have quarterback John Hendricks come in and throw for them, since it seems like he's going to be slated to be the backup. So while the red team goes ahead and sets up and changes uniforms, let's go ahead and do a little fun facts with the Red Foxes of Aurora. Aurora University selected the Red Foxes because it's not a very common mascot. They thought it was unique. It was unique to Aurora. And Red Foxes, when they colonized over to North America, Colorado is one of the states that their fossils were found. So the Red Foxes stuck Colorado in Spanish, and one of its meanings is reddish. That's how they came with the red color and decided to go with Red Foxes. They went with gold because Aurora University's abbreviation is AU on the periodic table. that is gold, which comes from the Latin word aurum, so they went with gold. And then black because on the fur of their feet and their extremities are all black. And that's how they came up with the color scheme and the name. The more you know. Looks like the red team is ready to go with John Hendricks back there at quarterback. He's going to throw, and there we go. Finally, an Isaiah Irving sighting. The playmaker here as he makes the catch. Tackle there made by Paul Beneventi. They'll take over again, first down here. Run a little screen pass here for Marcus Timberlake. On the screen, picks up a nice little gain there. This will be second down now. Hendricks in the pistol. Looks like he's changing up the play a little bit here as he's calling an audible. Hendricks standing tall in the pocket. Going to throw deep downfield. Wow. Didn't know Hendricks had an arm like that. Man, that cannon got there. Just really overthrew Brian Swift, the receiver, though. And here he finds Isaiah Irving on the crossing pattern to pick up the first down as needed there. Hendricks now on first down. Short little out there to Willoughby Sinclair, only goes for a few. Hendricks now stepping back on second down. This time he throws downfield and finds his man. Jennings makes the catch over the middle to get them inside the red zone. And now Hendricks over the middle to Willoughby Sinclair yet again, his second touchdown of the day. And I've got to say, from what I've seen from both the red and the white team today, the offense seems ready to go, and it doesn't matter who's there. I'm sure it looks like they have packages ready for D'Souza. If they want to bring him in as just a running threat, Chandler Gaines seems on his A game and has everything needed and is ready to go. And if he were to go down, John Hendricks looks solid. It's really the defense that concerns me a little bit here. They did make some plays throughout the day, but for the most part, it seemed like they were getting run over, getting scored on too easily, and just allowing the offense, no matter where they fell on the depth chart, to kind of have their way with them. So opening concerns, considering that the first opponent will be USC at Southern California. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. We're still months away from college football kickoff and the inaugural season of the Red Foxes. We'll be covering it here at 99.7 K Red in Aurora. We'll see you next time.